Your name and title as you would prefer it.
My name is Giuseppina Bonner, like Giuseppe Bonner, and I'm from Lufkin, Texas. I am the branch president for the Lufkin branch of the NAACP.
And you're also an attorney, correct?
I am. I am.
This morning, it's the morning after the verdict. What are your thoughts?
Well, first, I'm saddened for the parents of Trayvon. Having a son of my own, I know what it means to have to protect your black male child from the woes of the world. However, I hope this is a positive lesson. I teach my children for every obstacle, God means something positive to be learned from it. And I hope we are learning. And what I hope we learn is that our young people wake up and don't believe that the battle is over. It is not over. Jim Crow just put on a three-piece suit.
And earlier, before we started this interview, we talked about the fact that you're an attorney, and many attorneys I've talked to figured that he was going to get off, figured that Zimmerman was going to get off. Talk to me about why you figured that out already.
Well, I don't know if I figured it out, but I did not see the prosecution putting on a case that was convincing enough beyond a reasonable doubt. Remember, we're talking about beyond a reasonable doubt, not preponderance of the evidence. And that is why I didn't believe that the prosecution put on the case beyond a reasonable doubt. And the common man, and not putting down people who are not attorneys, but they don't understand those nuances that go along with those two terms. And I did not believe that the jury that was selected, and the problem with having a 6-person jury as opposed to 12, most people say 6, but there was not enough evidence presented that I felt was sufficient to convince those jurors that in terms of the legal parameters, that it was not presented.
And also, we talked about Emmett Till, and many people are making references to Emmett Till. Why would you think this reminds you of Emmett Till?
Oh, it is so Emmett Till. And the sad part about it is that not enough people remember that young man and what happened to him. I took a group of kids to a play, The Ballad of Emmett Till, and they didn't know and I did it intentionally so that they would understand that just by being in the wrong place, a person lost their life. And if this is not a reflection, it's not identical, but it is so close that a young man who's just on his way from the store with nothing in his hand, not bothering anyone, was targeted as Emmett Till was targeted, and his life is now taken away from us. Such an opportunity for this young man to be a force in our community was snuffed out because of someone's zeal and their feeling they had the authority to take it, and rather than leaving it like it should be.
And lastly, I understand that the NAACP has been talking to Justice prior to the decision, and also they talked to Justice last night after the decision, hoping for federal charges as well as civil rights charges. What are your thoughts about that?
I think it's appropriate, and it should be done. I heard on the news this morning that they're looking into hate crimes, which is, if this isn't a hate crime to me, now this is my opinion. I do not speak for the NAACP, but this is something that needs to be explored because it does not need to spread. There are people who feel that this is open season. I'm from Texas, and we have deer season, we have fish season, we have all these seasons. So this is not open season on young black men.
Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.